Hi, BonBon here with a life update. To give you something to watch while I narrate onwards, I'll put some CS2 live play action in the background. Obviously the gameplay isn't relevant to what I'm talking about, but it is better than a blank screen. So, long-time subscribers and followers of the channel will know that I've been struggling with ongoing crime, not least facing off with numerous burglars, and most recently coping with my second brutal robbery. After this latest attack in the first week of June, I was left with facial injuries along with multiple bruises down my torso, my legs and my arms. I decided enough was enough, and despite responsibilities which would tie me to the business for over another 2 years, I have decided to put myself first. Of the two assailants, one has been given a suspended prison sentence and lives a very short walk from me. He showed no shame, he wore no mask, and when confronted by customers on the way out of my business, he simply walked away with the entire till on his shoulder. He did not care. The second guy is in custody, more on him later. Given the local proximity of the released assailant and his lack of apparent care for his actions, I knew I would have to leave the area as soon as was possible. And this I have done. The last month I have spent upping and moving as much as I could realistically take with me, and have relocated from the south coast of England to the north. I've reached my destination and I am currently trying to settle in. Obviously things will be upside down for me for a while, and until I get my feet under the table there won't be any new content on the channel. The chart shows will continue. But my intention is that there will be new content at some point. I've lots of things to sort out over the next few weeks, from registering with a local medical centre to job hunting and then everything in between. I'm also going to be required to attend court for the trial of the second assailant I mentioned earlier. As I'm now the length of the country away, I suspect this will be done by a video link, and he's up on multiple charges including other assaults, robberies, criminal damage and some drugs matters, and all of that excludes what he did to me. As for me now, a month on, I still have some light bruising and occasional pain. Nothing that slows me down in any way, more like a kind of mild toothache level of pain. My mental health I expect to improve in leaps and bounds. For the first time in almost 2 decades I feel relatively safe, with no risk of being woken up at 2 AM to find people on my property, something which was sadly becoming more of a normal situation. I'm also hoping my asthma will start to improve. Where I was, it was thick with diesel particles, and it's only when you move your house that you realise just how much dust there actually is. Also, where I am now, I honestly cannot hear any traffic, let alone sirens. It's so quiet I can actually hear the blood circulating in my own ears. Is this normal? I'm also quite close to family up here, with uncles, cousins, etc. within the short drive, and I can even spend some extended quality time with my own father for the first time in decades. So, am I okay now? Well, no, not really. My head is still in the middle of a tornado, but the trail of destruction is mostly behind me. I do know this. So while I won't claim to be okay now, I am turning a long overdue corner and cannot wait to start pushing forward with the next phase of my life. Now, how will this affect you? Because you selfish lot, you want to know, don't you? Well, for now I will continue the 2 weekly shows on the main channel. The top 20 and of course mods, assets, maps and more for City Skylines 2. I honestly don't know whether Valheim will continue on BBC Two, dearie me, on BonBonB 2 after the pre-recorded footage runs out. Maybe it will, and maybe it won't. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. There are a few people that enjoy it, but I will see. I'll think about it. The main channel does need some regular City Skylines 2 content, so that will become a priority. But I'm also thinking about a non-gaming series or two, as, while I was moving, I unearthed a load of collectibles while clearing the attic, and it might be fun to do a series on these. Any new content won't start for at least a couple of weeks while I get myself organised, but I'm intended for this to be a completely fresh start. And so, while City Skylines content will continue, I want to do something new. I want to do something new. Is there anything wrong with that? I don't think there is. Well, other changes. You may hear some voices in the background from time to time. I was living alone for the longest time, and I'm now in a shared house, which is a bit of an awakener for me. I can't really tell them not to speak. So, if you can hear voices in the background, there we go. And speaking of voices, it is possible that my accent might shift over the coming weeks, months and years. Many of you will know that despite being a relatively small country, the United Kingdom is blessed with a swathe of different accents. So if you can hear any of my vowels slipping, or the occasional colloquial word I've never spoken before, please do ask what the heck I was saying in the comments, and I promise to laugh with you. And so that is it. I'm off to unpack my last 2 boxes and then do something that looks like I'm interested in my house buddies or something. And yes, I did say looks like that on purpose. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, subscribing and for supporting the channels. And I will see you again very, very soon.